How's it going, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good summer. It's been a couple of weeks since I put a video up. I got back from school and from Pennsylvania about 3 weeks ago, and that come back to the camper down here and got the generator out to cool things off because it was that evening. Generators done. So I've had to make a few adjustments because I'm sorry, they ain't no way in southern Mississippi with the humidity the way it is you're gonna get in a 93-degree camper and be comfortable. And you ain't. It just is not possible. We're going to start off with these pumpkins. These are the dollar store pumpkins. And as you can see, the vine is starting to crawl across the ground, which is awesome. These two right here, this one and this one, they're doing really good. This one over here is still kind of puny. And remember, on this garden, I no fertilizer whatsoever, and I've watered it twice, and that's it. And I can't remember exactly how long. I'll figure all that out when I put the clips up. But no fertilizer, no tilling, no nothing. I just cut these trees down to allow some sun to get in here, dug some little bitty holes and stuck the plant in them. That's it. Let's walk over here to the rattlesnake beans. Remember I cut these trees off? Well, I got rattlesnake beans. I actually got baby beans. I got blooms all over them. Let's see if I can get in here and show you. See the baby bean right there? And there's a bloom right behind it. These blooms are pretty. They're purple. They're purple blooms. I even got one that's got spots on it already. The purple spots. There it is. And blooms all over. And there's one right there. See, that's a bean. They're just doing good. There's another one under there. And it looks like the leaning of the runners is going to be good because they're hanging down. They're hanging straight down, so that's going to work out good. I'm having to train these runners to go back around because they trying to go even higher. And you see, this is funny. This is one of the trees I cut down, and it's trying to regrow itself. But that's cool. All right, here's the cucumbers. Now this, I've never seen this. These cucumbers are really short, but if you look at the blooms under there. You see all the blooms? I'm wondering if it's gonna have cucumbers on the ground. They're not really running that much. But see all these blooms? And look at there. Is that a baby cucumber? Oh, let me see. They look like male blooms. I don't see any female. Whoop, yep, I do. All right. The Three Sisters garden is not gonna be. It's just not getting enough sun back here. You see the corn looks stringy and little, looks like tall grass, and that's it. But I mean, it's just not getting enough sun back here. And it's, remember, on a previous video, this tree right here, if I could get rid of that tree, then maybe I could have enough sun back here. But I can't really cut the tree down now because I'm scared it's gonna mess my other plants up. So that'll just have to be next year. All right, this is the Clemson spineless okra, and it's coming on up really good. but I mean, it's still slow. And this little circle right here that I planted, those little plants that I didn't know what the heck they were, they're tomatoes. There's 3 or 4 little tomato plants right there. They're actually trying to survive. All right, now the main tomatoes over here, these, I've got good blooms. Got good blooms, and they're chest high. They've just about made it to the wire, so they're about the same height as the trees I cut down. They're really leggy, and that tells me, you know, they're probably not getting enough sun. But like, this is just an experiment garden. I mean, I ain't done anything to this ground. You see this dark spot on the ground right here? All that is regular old topsoil. But if you see these tomato plants right here are just going nuts. I've had to tie them up. You see, they've reached the top of the trees that I cut down. And they got blooms. All of them got blooms on them. So, well, oh, I got a baby tomato. Look at that right there. Little baby tomato. Awesome. And I'm pretty sure these are Roma tomatoes. These are all from seed. That one's got 2 bloom sets on it. Well, I'm just extremely proud of these tomatoes. And the deal has bolted. The heat must have got them. Heat makes you deal bolt, and there's a worm on my darn deal. That's the one thing I've been having to contend with out here. These darn worms. And they're not the big tomato worms. They're black and white worms. I don't know exactly. Let me see if I can get a better picture of this worm. See that worm? They eating jokers. I'm very happy with the Back to Nature garden. It has really surprised me on the way this stuff is growing out here. And I mean, I'm getting some sun, but not enough. How's it going, everybody? We are back at the Back to Nature garden. I just took a little walk around and everything looks good. But now I'm finna show you what we got. We got pumpkins. Well, we ain't got pumpkins, but they're growing good, and we got a bloom. Let me turn you around, and I'm just gonna do a little quick walkthrough, and I'm actually gonna have to pick beans before I leave. All right, y'all. This is the Back to Nature. No fertilize. No nothing. The pumpkins. Pumpkin vines are growing good. They starting to crawl. That ain't doing real good. But look at him. We got a bloom. Don't look like there's baby pumpkin on it, but I think it's probably a male bloom. And this one's fixing to bloom out too. See that bloom right there? And it looks like there's a couple more on there. And this one over here, it's got some little blooms on the end of it finna come out. So I'm more than happy with pumpkins. That's a pretty flower. These are the dollar store pumpkins. Look at that. Look at all the pollen down in there. That's cool. Alright, let's walk over here to the rattlesnake beans. Zoom out. You can see they're full. Look at these beans. Look at that. I'm gonna have to pick me beans. I'm gonna have to pick some beans before I leave. They're doing good. And see, that one's even got the purple on it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. But the whole top row of this thing is full of beans. There's a bean. The rattlesnake beans are doing good. There's a bean. Now these cucumbers over here, there's so many blooms on these cucumbers. I don't know what made it do this, but the whole thing, all of them are this way. I mean, they're just loaded with little blooms, but no cucumbers. It ain't nothing but blooms. I don't know. And they're barely reaching. That one over there is barely reaching the wire. It's reaching for it. It ain't got there yet. But they're still really short. Evidently they're lacking something. And my pepper plants, I still don't have any peppers on these pepper plants either. I got blooms, I got pretty white blooms, but no peppers. That over there's got a bloom. See if it'll focus. Yeah, see, there's a bloom. But no pepper plants. And this, the corn back here, it's still, it's nothing, that's probably about as high as it's gonna get. The okra looks puny too. Of course, like I said before, this little area right here ain't getting enough sun. There's my okra right there. But it's still nothing like the big garden. All right, come look at these tomatoes. These tomatoes are going nuts. And I got baby tomatoes everywhere and blooms. They're to the top of the wire and higher. See, there's the top wire right there, and they go way on up. Oh, that's a tree. So see this one in the corner? It's way higher than the top wire. And they're doing great. Come over here and I'll show you the baby tomatoes. These are Roma tomatoes. These are all I started from seed. And see, like this one right here. There it is. This is pretty awesome. And tomatoes right there. I'm gonna have a good mess of tomatoes out here. That one right there is just crazy big. And it's as tall as I am. Another thing I've noticed, these plants aren't really, they're putting out itty bitty sucker limbs, but just little bitty ones. They're not even, you know how these other plants, they put these huge sucker limbs out. These aren't. They're just little bitty. That's good. And something has eaten the top off my deal. I don't know what did that. It's either a worm or, remember I got that worm off of it last weekend. And this deal, it's bolted pretty good. The heat. But at least it's still growing. That's one good thing, it's still growing. Well, that's the Back to Nature garden. Generator's still down. Y'all gotta remember, since the generator's down, ain't nothing getting no water out here except for what God gives it. And it's supposed to rain this afternoon. Pumpkin finally came up in this little old pot, along with the grass. I planted the other ones. this one, I didn't take this one out there because nothing was growing in it, but look, you can look past the grass. Right there. Well, maybe it's a squash. I can't remember. This is either pumpkin or squash. I think it's a squash. I might bring this one back to the Florence house and plant it at the Florence house. Yeah, a late bloomer. Cool. Well, that's it for the Back to Nature today. Like I was saying before, the generator's down. We're still working on it, trying to get the right parts and not defective parts. But I'll give y'all an update on that later. I'm fixing to go to the big garden and do some more weeding, hopefully before it gets too hot. And I'll show y'all that when I get done with it. See y'all later.